keep your mouth shut. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Guys, I got to jump into this because I have to tell you, I instantly fell in love and I think audibly screamed out loud within the first 30 seconds when I realized that the opening scene is a low-key but really beautiful tribute to the diner scene from Pulp Fiction. I have a signed Pulp Fiction poster on my wall. And now it just made me realize that I want to see other amazing R-rated movie scenes done in this style of animation because the animation is so beautiful. If you could see any classic R-rated scene redone in this style of animation, which one do you think would be the coolest to see?
Wow.
Oh, whoa.
R-rated.
I think any of the Tarantino movies would be kind of great to see. You know, because
the first place I went was Reservoir Dogs, but I was
that was what it was.
That's another
from.
Tarantino, but
Yeah.
The dance. If I get this stuck in the middle with you in this animation.
Oh my God. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know if that's appropriate for kids. But yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, right up to where he cuts the guy's ear off.
I don't know if it's R-rated because I won't lie, ratings are different where I grew up. But I would just say a franchise would be Fast and the Furious. I feel like I would love to see parts of Fast and Furious animated. So I could just hear the word family over and over again in animation.
Saying that I truly have always felt just as a movie fan that we don't give enough respect to vocal performances in animated films. I've always felt that Robin Williams and Tom Hanks and James Earl Jones and Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy have all given Oscar nomination worthy performances in animated films. If you could retroactively give an Oscar to any voiceover performance from an animated film, who do you think most deserves it?
Wow.
And you said Eddie Murphy in Shrek, Donkey.
Yeah.
He had me in tears.
I have to go, I mean, you already mentioned him, but I think Robin Williams is just so, what an iconic character. And I think just the narrative around like hours and hours of content that he just improvised and riffed on, and you know, the late and great.
I wish I knew who played the orangutan in Jungle Book, the original Jungle Book. Like, I remember that. You know, I want to be just like you. I want to walk like you. Like, I remember that from when I was a little kid, but I don't know who did that. And I wish I did. It's probably somebody we all know, too.
I will say I'm happy to see that we're actually getting to a place where animated movies with Encanto just completely taking over the world. That makes me really happy to see.
You know, I have to say, though, one of the things that I loved watching in this film is the public's reaction to the bad guys, just normal everyday folks on the street freaking out whenever they see your characters. And it just made me wonder how people react when they see celebrities on the street. For both of you, what's the strangest, craziest fan encounter you've ever had?
You probably have crazier than me, I think.
Really?
You have so much.
Once I was at a McDonald's in India, in Bombay, I think it was, and a fan proposed to me with fries.
That's nice.
They got down on me and proposed. That's what I said. I was like, listen, if anyone has a chance, it's you holding these fries right now. Let's be real. So I was actually kind of swept off my feet.
I've definitely had some wild ones, but I can just sort of, in general, it's just very interesting when people start crying, and then I immediately want to take care of them, and I'm like, oh, I can see why this is, you know, I'm like, well, it's just me, but I can see why it's like such an overwhelming thing, and then I'm like, oh no, don't cry, but I also, I don't know, want to like honor them in this moment.
Yeah, see, you're a better person than me because when people cry, I'm like sick.
Yeah.
I'm like, I must be really important to this person. Like, they're crying over me. Like, bring it on. Bring on the tears for my self-esteem.
More.
Well, you know, my fans like kind of know me better than I think most fans. Like, I'm still a guy that is surprised. I can still kind of shop and do things in the world without being mobbed. But my fans know me really well, so they get visibly shaken. It's very interesting when they're like, "Oh my God," and you can see it, and you just have to be gracious about it. But because they know so much about me, you know, I could do a movie like this, and my fans would still come up to me and go like, "Did you get that thing at your house fixed? The toilet problem?" Because you know, I do a podcast, so they're like, "How's the cat? Did the cat? Is it okay? You giving him the medicine?" You know, it's like
you do a great podcast, by the way.
Well, thank you. Yeah. So they know too much about me, but it's okay.
Yeah, that makes us feel like we're all like we forget that we don't know you in a weird way.
Well, you do know me. I just don't know you, and I think that's the awkward part.
That's fair. That's fair. Craig, what about you?
I think one of the weirdest things, I was in Atlantic City, and I was going to say hello to the comedy club that I used to play all the time, the Comedy Stop at the Trop. And I went over there, and there were these college kind of kids, and then they saw me, and I just was kind of briskly moving, and it was, and they chased me, right? And then one guy ran and literally jumped on my back. And, I was like, yo, I thought that was weird.
Yeah, I would say that we could classify that into the category of weird. I can't
You don't
imagine.
really know if that's a good thing at first.
Yeah,
I would assume you're like, what is going on?
I really was.
Yeah.
He don't know, like anything. I kind of let him slide off and kind of gave him the elbow. But who knows what could have happened in that moment?
Oh,
What if
yeah.
my knees went out?
Yeah, I just can't imagine just jumping on a stranger like that. So as we wrap up, one of the things that's honestly this most fresh and interesting and unique about this movie is this really great idea of villains having a softer side. So of all the classic pop culture villains out there, which one would you be most curious to see? Just like the Tinder, the TLC, the Tinder side of them.
Ooh. Honestly, Scar. Like, I feel like he has been scarred. And I would do, let's do that. Like, what's the Scar backstory movie? You know what I mean?
I've always wanted to know, like, is that his real name and it just became ironic? Or is his name like Charles and then he got the scar and then got the
And
nickname?
then everyone was like, oh, that's Scar now.
I totally agree with that answer because I feel like for me to live a happier life, I need to empathize with Scar.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that scene makes me so sad.
Yeah.
And I would love to know. As an answer I also have is Jafar. I feel the same way about Jafar. I feel like I would love to just learn, just so I could, like I said, there's very seldom a right and wrong. There's usually a gray area. And I would just love to know where they live.
I agree.
Ladies, seriously, thank you for being so kind. I try to throw some weird, crazy questions to try to keep you interested.
It's always it's very refreshing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate it. So I really do, guys. I hope you're doing a good day. Hopefully we're all back together in person again soon.
Yes.
Perfect. Sounds
All
great.
right, take care, guys.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.